All right, I just got word that we are ready to go with Glover. So, let's go over and take it away.
Nice. Okay. Yo, what's poppin' gamers? It's your boy Yoshipro back with a great game. This is Glover on Nintendo 64, only for Nintendo 64, according to the box art, which is not true, by the way. So a few things to explain about this category before the run starts. So the category is called All Main Levels. It's essentially the no major skips category in this game. Normally you can clip into the bosses and skip the whole game. It's really boring, lame. I don't like skipping stuff. So we're going to be playing all main levels, and we're going to be playing on easy. Only difference between the two difficulties is one has bonus levels unlocked, one doesn't. And easy also doesn't invert your controls. So for whatever reason, the only difficulty in this game on normal is the controls are inverted when you're on top of your ball, which makes a certain form of movement I'm going to be using constantly in the run impossible, or near impossible is technically, but who cares? So ready on time? Countdown? Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's jam. So, got it. So, the story in this game is like a wizard's making something in a pot, and he messes up, and the pot blows up in his face, and one glove falls out the window, and one falls into the cauldron, and the one that falls into the cauldron turns evil. We're playing as the good guy, who has to go grab a bunch of rubber balls, which are actually crystals, to go save our boy the wizard. It doesn't make much sense, but you know, it's a game where you play as a glove, what do you expect? So I was doing L canceling there. I'll explain it more later in the first level. Essentially, you bounce up and down on your ball, you go really fast. So when I'm not on my ball, you're going to see me either jumping or walking diagonally. Recently, and by recently I mean like February, we found out it's actually faster to just walk diagonally, but there's a few instances where the camera's not cooperative, so I choose to jump. Like right here, you're gonna see me hold up left. So this is Atlantis, the first world in the game. I'm gonna zoom my camera in here because it makes the cutscene skip later faster. So I mentioned L canceling earlier, so if you press L on your ball, you change your stance. If you do this over and over again, you go really fast. There's two forms of this tech. It's called L canceling, which I do mainly, and L sprinting. If I want my camera to keep up with me, because if I L cancel, my camera isn't very nice and falls way behind because I'm going so fast. But if I L sprint, which is holding diagonal, I'm tapping L, the camera keeps up. It's slightly slower in most cases, but the camera is kind of important to have. So here I'm going to hopefully get a bounce. Nice. Oh, nice. So that skips making an elevator. Sadly, I fell back down. So where's my ball? Go for it one more time. Okay. That's the newer strat. The old strat we used to do is go over here where there's like a bonus area with Garibs. Garibs are cards. They're not really necessary in AML. In Hundo, you have to get all of them, but Hundo's a bad category. Don't run Hundo. Shout out to Rai Guy 2499. So I did this in the previous level too, but I'll mention it here. If you press C up when you activate a button or a cutscene, it skips the cutscene because the camera overrides the cutscene for whatever reason. So I'm going to be going into C up a bunch to skip a bunch of cutscenes throughout the run. Yeah. Basically, any time I go into C up is going to be to skip a cutscene. So this level has a really cool trick called bounce around. You won't believe what you have to do to get the strat. Normally you're supposed to make a water wheel turn, but and get up the stairs. Nice. Checkpoint. So over here, you're supposed to make the spin by hitting a bunch of switches and getting a speed potion, but that's lame. And speed potions are actually slow. So you can just bounce around it like that. That skips like half the level. So in here, we're going to enter a giant whale. And for whatever reason, this whale is going to take us to the last level. So the first boss in the game is coming up. The way each world is structured is there's 3 regular levels and 1 boss. So during cutscenes, I have to make sure I'm not mashing A or B, because if I mash A or B during the loading screen here, you can actually chuck your ball and lose a bit of time. And I don't like losing time. I'm a fast boy. So the first boss here is a whale. On top of that whale is a crab. On top of that crab is a fish. And this boss is one of the only instances of like actual luck in the game. This whale can do a bunch of different attacks, but I only want him to do one, which is spitting water. So I got good luck for the first. And then I missed it. Nice. Normally you're supposed to slap the ball into him, but if you bounce and let go of your ball by pressing Z, you can actually still hurt him that way. The ball goes fast enough. And there I did a trick called Oko Crab. For whatever reason, if you bounce and slap your bowling ball into the crab, he can die in one hit sometimes. It's angle dependent. There's no real consistent setup. All we know is bouncing makes it easier and more likely to happen. So now I'm going to go to Carnival. Normally you're supposed to return your ball to the fountain being that area I entered at the very start of the run. But we allow worlds early in this category now, so overworld-wise, it's actually faster to enter this world early. So you can kind of just cartwheel into the loading zone here from the back. Like that. So Carnival is a pretty great world. The first level has a strat where I'm going to need to make sure I have my timer out. Because this strat is time dependent. I'm going to have to fly for a certain amount of time. So normally you're supposed to do a bunch of minigames in this level, and it's really slow, and it's also actually luck dependent as well. Luckily we can skip all that, because there's a chicken over here. And this chicken's special, because he can fly. So I'm not going to hit that checkpoint, so I'm not going to fail this. Okay, so I'm going to have to wait 45 seconds here. I'm going to aim towards those garabs on the bottom of the screen. So how this works is normally you enter a rocket after beating the minigames. The rocket launches you up in the sky, and everything's great, but the ending isn't tied to the rocket, it's tied to a giant trigger in the sky that's just floating really, really high up. So, by using this glitch, I can get high enough to where I can do a trick called b-ball canceling. B-ball canceling is essentially just dribbling my ball in midair to maintain height. A bit tight. So in 10 seconds, about from now, I'm going to be going for the strat. Missing this loses like a minute, so let's not do that. Okay. I'm going to start b-ball canceling now. Where's the ending? Hey, there it is. Nice, I hit it. Okay, so b-ball canceling is pretty tight. You have a very small window to tap B twice, hold it on the second go, and tap Z after. You know I keep doing that rhythmically. There's a strat here called marble strat, but I'm bad, so I'm not going to go for it. This strat is much slower. So if you tap A, you can do an A bounce. It's found by a runner called Chris Voodle. Shouts to Voodle. Great guy. So basically, if you do an A bounce, you get much more height, and you can go over objects you're not supposed to be able to go over. Sadly, we only use it like twice in AML. That's the first instance. That skips the entire level. And here, this cuts a corner. This one's slightly different. You have to jump on top of your ball to get enough height. Because Glover's weight adds to the ball, so it bounces slightly higher. Okay, so coming up is Carnival Boss. I found a really great strat here back in like 2015. So basically how this boss works is you're supposed to hit a target multiple times over and over again, and it punches or sends a bomb down on the clown. Now normally what the target does when you hit it the first time is it goes behind the wall, but there's a way to clip through walls in this game. I'm going to be doing it later as well. It's called barrier clip. Basically with the bowling ball, if you tap certain inputs, you're able just to go through the wall. And if you tap B, now let's see. I might not be able to get it now. No. Okay. But basically, if you tap B, you can stay in your position and grab your ball from a kind of far distance, so you're able to bring the ball out of bounds if you skip this fight. Or not skip the entire fight, but skip one phase. It saves about 8 seconds. But alas, I'm bad at video games. So now is going to be the first trip to the fountain. I can't enter pirates early, sadly. Out of all the worlds in the game, we don't know any way to enter this world early, so we're going to actually have to open it up. That being said, I'm probably not going to go for any other worlds early, because the rest are complete garbage, and basically luck dependent. Not true, by the way, but, you know.
We got time for a couple of donations?
Yeah.
All right, we have $1 from Mr. Racing Monster, who says, "Hi Yoshi, it's Racing Monster. Good luck. See you around, champ.
Based.
And we also have $50 from Calithon with no comment. Thank you for the donation, and my apologies if I butchered the name.
Okay, so I have my ball in the lobby. I had it earlier too, it's because of ball storage. I'll explain ball storage later. Not very important right now. So here I'm gonna land on top of my ball. If I don't land on my ball, I die from falling at great height. Because for whatever reason, Glover takes fall damage after a certain bit, and sometimes he just instantly dies if it's too great of a height. Water sucks in this game because you can't really L cancel on water, so I want to minimize my time in water. Sadly, at the start of this level, there's no way to avoid this. So coming up is a strat called waterboarding. It's called waterboarding because it's about as much fun as getting waterboarded. So over here, I'm going to cutscene skip this. That makes a geyser appear. Now I'm going to need to go into this geyser. Using the upward momentum, I need to strafe around a platform. Ooh. I got it. Nice. Okay, so there's spikes under that platform, so that strat's a lot riskier than it looks. Because if I don't predict it well enough, I might die to the spikes in just like half a minute. And the window's pretty tight to strafe around that platform. And that's a strat called ship bounce. If you bounce off the slope in that ship, you're able to make that without stopping on that. And here's a little skip. Normally you're supposed to make a bridge appear here, but it's slow. So there's a big strat coming up here. It's called Voodle Cycle. Voodle Cycle is really great. It's named after the runner Voodle, because he's the one who was crazy enough to find this back in like 2014, 2013. So normally, there's almost like a giant obstacle course you're supposed to go around, and there's a platform at the very end that's cycle-based. It just happens to be that the cycle, or the platform, is going to be in the perfect spot to bounce to from here. So if I go over here, bounce, and bounce off that slope, I can barely make it over here. Now I have to do that clipping strat I mentioned earlier. Let's hope I don't mess it up, because messing it up here usually means dying, and dying is not good. Okay, nice. So there we go. You can clip through that wall, get to the end. Normally you're supposed to make a switch, lower that door or whatever. But you never get a chance to do that, because if you do that, you miss the cycle. This is the best song in the game, by the way. Over here's the first instance of cannonball enemies. They're not too big of a deal here, but in a later level they're going to own me probably. They just kind of follow you around and knock the ball off your hand, or off your glove, if you will. Now here's roof bounce. It's a great strat because you bounce off a roof. Very descriptive name, okay. Very descriptive naming, I know. So you're not supposed to die there. Dying is usually not good. Did I hit any checkpoints? I did. So coming up is like 2 early cycles back to back. Or actually no, it's only 1. I'm a liar. So how this works is there's going to be a drawbridge over here. And there's an elevator to the left of me that I have to activate. Now I have to press C up with momentum so I can hit the switch, which I did not do, so this trick becomes a lot harder. You can make this elevator cycle. Now you're able to just bounce over those flies, get to the end. So we're coming up to the third boss in the game. So the third boss is a monkey, and you know, I like animals, so I'm not going to hurt him at all. This trick used to be completely random, like actually random, until a runner by the name of Dark AC Chess, out of nowhere, he's the current world record holder now, but out of nowhere, like, we didn't know who he was. He just came into the Glover forums on speedrun.com and was like, yo, I have a setup for this trick. And we were like, what the heck? So there's going to be a spot on the chest I'm going to line up with. For whatever reason, this is the only boss where the ending goal is at the bottom of the stage opposed to flying in from the top. So if you line up with a certain part of this chest, you can just clip it. We call that strat ship clip, even though it's not a ship. Now if you have anything to say, now's a great time, because it's just returning balls.
I would like to remind everyone that we do have a number of prizes available. For as little as $5, you can be entered to win a game key for Double Cross or Just Shapes and Beats. And we have many other things like posters, video game bundles, and our biggest prize, a Disney Park bundle, which includes tickets to Disneyland. And you can enter that with a donation of $100 or more.
Okay, so I'm returning all the balls I had stored. I had 2 balls. So basically how ball storage works in this game is if you slap a ball into a loading zone, the game doesn't want you to soft block, because if you can't grab the ball, then you'd be kind of screwed. So it makes the ball disappear until you enter a new area, and then you get the ball back. So by using ball storage, you're able to save a lot of overworld movement time, and also L cancel in lobbies, which saves a bit of time overall. Now we're entering the best world in the game, Fear. It has a bunch of really flashy strats, and it's also really flashy, like literally, because there's just random lightning. Lightning doesn't actually cost you time, technically, but it can really mess with you, because out of nowhere, the screen will just flash white. So right off the bat, there's going to be an early cycle here. I need to do what's called a perfect VZ. So if you like press Z a few frames after you grab your ball, you actually keep some momentum. You're able to make that cycle. You can't make it the way I did normally. There's another strat where you don't need a perfect VZ, but I don't know how to do it, so I like doing the harder strat for no reason. Now here's the beach ball power-up. You're only going to see it in Fear, but it's a really good power-up because it makes the gravity low. And you're able to just gain height with the beach ball like this. It's really floaty. So here's drawbridge skip. Normally you're supposed to hit a bunch of switches, make the drawbridge lower, but you can just go over it. So Fear 2 is pretty great because there's a room that you're supposed to like open a metal door, but there's also just conveniently placed higher area right before that. So we go over here. Avoid talking to Mr. Tip, which is the name of the hat, by the way. You can also slightly clip into this wall, which makes the strat a lot easier. You can just skip the entire room. Ooh, okay, we're good. Now we gotta kill the mummy to open the door. I don't know what the mummy has inside of him that makes this door open, but question for a different day. Now this level, there's an earlier cycle strat that I don't believe anybody currently does and runs. Maybe Chess has implemented it, I don't know. Haven't talked to him too recently. But I'm gonna go really slow here because there's just no benefit to going fast. There's coffins right over here. And coffins have really weird hitboxes. So it makes trying to do a skip to get over there early kind of hard. And here's the last instance of the beach ball power-up. If all goes well, I should be able to carry this power-up till the very end of the stage. So here's Roof Bounce 2.0. Bounce off that roof. I want to be L sprint a bit more because you go so fast with the beach ball, L canceling isn't much faster. So I died. Okay, I was trying to do that all off screen. You can zigzag through those spikes if you're going fast enough. Sadly, I'm a slow boy. We used to do a strat here called Fear Fly, and it looks much cooler, but no, I might still go for it now, actually. Can I even... It used to be like this. You would L cancel off that, and then V ball cancel like this. Because this area of the map is actually over here. It turns out to be very slightly slower, but you know, it looks cool, so who cares? Okay, now is Frankenstein. So if you've ever played this game casually, you probably got brick walled here. This boss kind of sucks. It's a giant puzzle. Basically, if you ground pound one of the pillars here, the pillar on the other side of the map goes up one. But if you ground pound the pillar directly to the right of you at the start, which is the second pillar, the game underflows, and that pillar goes straight to the top, which completely bypasses the puzzle.
We have time for a donation?
Yep.
We we have $20 from Bash, who says, "Hi, Weppy." Rai also says hi. Go fast. Yoshi P Genius, Yoshi P Genius, Yoshi P Genius.
Yoshi P Genius. Best emote. Okay, so like I said, ground pounding twice. You're able to get up. Drop the ball over here. Now I'm gonna go for also a strat right after this called target clip. So if you land on a target while it's still going down, target being the end goal of bosses, the target will clip through the ground like this. Yeah. We have no idea why that happens, but you know, video game. So I'm gonna go for a strat for like 10 seconds, just because I told Chess I would. I mentioned worlds earlier. Space early is a strat. It's like completely random. You have ground pound dead center of this moon, and sometimes you clip in. It saves like 15 seconds overworld movement wise, but kind of stinks to go for. So I'll give it like 5 more ground pounds. Okay. And not a big deal. That strat kind of sucks. Just a little bit, but you know, whatever. So here's Prehistoric is a great world with a really great mechanic called snow. So how snow works in this game is if you have a little bit of snow on your ball for whatever reason, you can climb up slopes you're not supposed to be able to. And we don't exactly know how to consistently get enough snow. We have some ideas on how it works. We know having like just a little bit of snow is like ideal for climbing up walls, but we don't know how to consistently get that much. So over here, I'm gonna roll in the snow a little bit. I have a little bit too much snow. That's okay. You're not supposed to be able to climb up these slopes. I can't climb up that one. Over here's a dino bro. We love dinosaurs here, so we're not gonna hurt him. Just break the ice. Continue onwards to the next level. Yeah. Now, for whatever reason, it's gonna completely change into like a lava world, because you know, general prehistoric theme, I guess. And you're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to die. And you're also not supposed to do what I'm doing in the first place. There's a bunch of switches you're supposed to hit. I don't even know how this level works casually, to be honest, but you can just kind of get over there if you don't do that. So if you're trying to do like an L cancel bounce, if you press L when you're too close to the ground, you just won't bounce. It's one of the janky things in this game that makes it kind of a frustrating and also epic run. Fun for the whole family. So if I keep the camera off screen, a bunch of boulders that are supposed to spawn won't really spawn, so you don't have to worry. See, there's a boulder there. Normally you can skip them spawning completely, but I died a few times. I have to be careful here too, because that wall can just randomly push into the lava. This game has really great hitboxes. So there's a really early cycle you can get here that currently only one run has, which is the current world record by Chess. It's a crazy strat. We have no idea how to get it consistently. There's no setup or anything. Okay, I missed it completely. You're supposed to hit the switch, and the switch plays a cutscene very shortly after. You're supposed to get into that elevator or before the cutscene plays, and there's just not a whole lot of time to do that. There's a speed potion you can actually grab that's like right here. You can't really see it, but there's no way to grab it fast enough to make the cycle anyways, so. The best boss in the game is coming up. He's a dinosaur wearing Yeezys, Ray-Bans, and a jetpack. It's basically Jump Jet Rex. Look at him, dude. He's a baller. So I should also explain, I guess, that glove that keeps appearing is a cross stitch. He's the evil glove that fell into the cauldron. I don't know why he's trying to take over the world, but... And also a fun fact, in the second game, it's revealed that his actual name is Glover, because he's the left hand, and we're the right hand, so we're Glover. Very funny. Oh, nice. That's why you don't press C up on that. So you just gotta launch bowling balls down at the dino. Also, I might get spawn killed here. I did. Nice. Cool game. So the actual strat is you're supposed to slap one ball down, have one of the balls spawn on the slope, and then you can slap the ball into it from down here. You have to be kind of close to it so it works. Now here's the one instance of lag reduction in the game. Looking at the dino blow up is too laggy for the game. You lose like 2 frames, if even. Now we're going to open up a space the normal way by returning the 2 balls we have currently. In the fountain, I've been doing the whole run, but I'll explain it now. You can see me return to castle, it's like 2 seconds faster than walking out normally. Might be even less fast now, but it's still a little bit because of diagonal walking. Also, every time I return a ball, the overworld gets slightly brighter. Before it was like Silent Hill, and now it's getting all cheery. I haven't played Silent Hill, by the way. I've just heard it's like Silent Hill. So the final world in the game is coming up. It's called Space. Space is the place. So the whole world has a great gimmick where it's all low gravity, which makes a bunch of the bounces really easy and much crazier. It's probably my second favorite world in the game, behind Fear. Fear just has a bunch of crazy cool strats, especially in ILs. So the first level in Fear, or Space, is like 10 seconds long. Normally you're supposed to activate a giant robot to shoot down a door for you, which would be really cool. He's over to the right. You can kinda, no you can't see my lag. But this mountain over here just doesn't have a backside. So, for L canceling, you can get around the mountain like this. Just kind of clip into the end. Yes! And the second level in this world is done basically normally. Normally you're supposed to like hit a bunch of switches and get to the end as fast as possible. It's a speedrun level, but you can actually only hit the first switch to open up the door. Spell canceling. So Chess actually found a way to make L sprinting like the fastest in this level. I went up to that left wall. Also, I didn't hit that switch. Nice. If I hit that switch, that can kill me because the cutscene will play. I'll lose control of Glover, and I probably will have my ball fly into the green goo. That kills you. Now here's the final actual level in the game. So you can just kind of bounce here at the start and fall into the pit. You see there's a robot over there. Normally he sucks up your ball, and he's just really annoying to deal with. Luckily we don't ever have to deal with him. Nice if we play ball. I have to be careful here, because sometimes you can just clip through the ground with that teleporter. And just in general in this game, you can kind of randomly clip into the ground. This run has actually been pretty smooth in terms of that. So here's a great bounce found by RyGuy2499. Shouts to RyGuy. Great guy, aka Rigui. Now we're coming to the final boss in the game. Oh no. So this boss is split into 2 phases. The first phase is just getting into the foot of this giant robot here. Now that giant robot he's gonna make giant right now isn't the boss. It's actually what we're gonna be controlling. I don't know why Cross Stitch is doing this, why he's giving us a giant robot to fight him with, but you know, more power to him I guess. He's a fair fighter if anything else. Or if nothing else. Nice. Let's see if I get Space Boss cutscene skip. Wow, what a surprise I did. So back in like 2013 when I was a Glove New Boy, I accidentally skipped this cutscene. And we were like, what the heck? And we assumed it was a cart glitch for like many years until it got replicated a bunch of times in the past year. Now everyone's like, what the heck? How do we make this happen? Because this cutscene takes like 40 seconds. And it's a pretty big time sink. So if we can figure out how to skip this consistently, that'd be nice. We have no leads though. We have a bunch of different videos of people doing it, and there's like almost no similarities between them, so. Now this final section is a shoot 'em up. So you're gonna see me alternate between the two arms here. I'm alternating because of iframes. It's actually slower to shoot the same arm over and over again because the iframes make it so you have to delay your shots a lot. I haven't done a 3-hit arm in a while, so let's see how this goes. Yo, what's up? That's a quick kill. Normally the boss is supposed to go up, but if you hit him a bunch of times before he does that, he doesn't go up. Surprise, surprise. And time's coming up really soon, in like half a minute. So when I enter the fountain, time will be then. Reminder to learn Glover. There's a tutorial, there's a Discord, there's a bunch of resources. The Glover community is wildin' right now. There's like 2 other active runners, which is crazy. It's 2 more than usual. And time is now. Nice. What a good run. Good job, Yoshipro, on that run. So the ending cutscene is great, so I want to play it. So you see all the crystals come out and they go on top of the castle, because I don't know why the heck they're balancing there in the first place. And Cross Stitch from Space Boss is still flying, and he's finally going to land. Now that the wizard's back, he's owned. Oh no, I can't believe Cross Stitch is dead. Yeah! But you missed 6 bonus levels. Ooh. But yeah, that was Glover. Thanks for having me. And yeah. Turn it off. Yeah.